Okay, we're back. And here we are, going into Spider. We'll stair dance a bit, starting out. I don't think that any of the things in Spider are going to give us too much of a problem, but it's always good not to get cocky. We could get netted at any moment, or I should say webbed, by the jumping spiders. And that's a good reason to be afraid, because the fact is that we're half EV, we're half AC. So our EV is a very significant portion of our defenses. And to top that off, I mean, look at this wolf spider. He's able to do some damage to us. Certainly much more so if we are going down to like 10 EV, which is what we would go to, or thereabouts, from the effect of the web. So it's just something to keep in mind. We're certainly not a superhero yet, even if we do seem like we're doing pretty well with this awesome electric greatsword and whatnot. Like this isn't too good. Let's use our lamp of fire here to take out that orb spider, hopefully. I do think that we're going to focus on defenses for a little while longer. However, once we have the gold for one of these books, we may choose to get a little bit more. Or we may even get enough conjurations for Orb of Destruction, because that would be a way to handle certain threats. It's just that a level 7 spell requires quite a bit of investment, so I'm not so sure. I find that in this game, as much as you would like to really do everything, the reality is that focusing is better. And so if you try to play like a hybrid character, you just find that you're sort of mediocre at all the things you're trying to do. Unless you go for very specific hybrid-y sort of spells like Song of Slaying and whatnot, which I would like. Just got confused just now by that Tarantella. That's something you want to watch out for. Oh, a Staff of Death. That's interesting. Really wish I had more gold because of these, then I would have some more options. Wolf spiders are susceptible to poison, and so are orb spiders, and in fact a lot of things in here. So it's not to forget that we have our breath ability. Notice how I dodged that orb by walking behind a column. It's not always possible, but when it is, it's good. We don't want to bite off more than we can chew here. Very, very easy to get surrounded in Spider. And when you're playing a character like this with no GDR, you would be surprised. I mean, you have to take a lot of melee hits in this dungeon. Or rather, I shouldn't say dungeon, in this branch. And taking a lot of melee hits, I mean, that pretty much guarantees that you're going to take some high damage ones. Okay, I want to take out this jumping spider. Good, he's dead. Now I'm going to walk this way. And I'm going to go down. Okay, this sucks. Looks like we have enslavement and paralysis. Let's swing one more time. Good, we got him. Let's walk backwards away from the wolf spider. Okay, and then we'll rest up. That was a bit risky. but not too bad. We'll go back up here in a moment. Want to get this ring. You can see how the jumping spiders really can make easy situations become rough situations. And like I said, with no GDR, that is really, really pronounced. We need our EV because it reduces the number of hits we take. Without GDR, we know that that wolf spider is absolutely capable of doing full damage to us on any one of his attacks. You'll notice me moving in particular ways when I'm trying to chase these guys down. I shouldn't have walked through that web, but I didn't have much of a choice. But check this out. So I could chase him down, or I could go this way and force him to come to me. Because of the line of sight issues, he had to sort of come right next to me. And I can do it again. A little less effective on this side, but it still worked. Look at this giant pack of spiders. I mean, this is what you have to expect here. Like, look at, we got two redbacks, three tarantellas. Thankfully, all of those are susceptible to poison. A demonic crawler, and then another demonic crawler. Demonic crawlers are a little bit of the odd man out here because they have so much in the way of resistances. I think they actually count as demons rather than living units as well, but I'm not positive on that. Probably, though. They're immune to negative energy. Some characters will have problems with demonic crawlers. But we're just going to try to tab all this stuff. Just bearing in mind that, look how much damage a wolf spider can actually do. 25 in its first hit, 15 in its next hit, and then poisoning as well. Well, I mean, if it rolls well and our AC doesn't roll very well, that's 40 damage. We only have 146 hit points, so you can see where that adds up quickly. That is the downside. People say GDR isn't important, but you really do start to notice it when you don't have any. And that is the downside to playing a Draconian. It's actually more insidious, I think, than playing something like an Octopode, because on the Octopode, you don't have any AC, so you know that you are probably going to be in trouble if you get into melee. But to like a newbie, if you're playing a Draconian, you may see, oh my god, I have 20 AC from these scales. I'm just as good as a dude wearing plate mail or whatever. But it's not the case. It's an illusion. You know, I want to learn a little bit of throwing, but I'm not gonna. I am tabbing a lot with these rocks. It would behoove me probably to learn a bit. I'm gonna walk away from this stuff. Rest off the corrosion, and then go back down. It's not good to fight when you have one of those entropy weavers next to you. In general, if possible, you really want to get them alone. Pull whatever pack of stuff is with them away. Just look how fast he was able to put me to minus 12 corrosion. Let's see if we can... Yeah, he's confused. And we're confused now because of the Tarantella, but that's okay, we've made it up. Okay, now we'll fight him. Ah, good. One thing to take note of with Mephitic Cloud, or with the Breath, or with any confusion effect, if you're near deep water and there's a thing that doesn't actually swim or fly, most things in here can cling, of course, but they can't fly, and they can't breathe in water. Entropy Weavers, I don't know if they cling, but they certainly can't breathe in water because that one just went right into the water and drowned. So if you're having problems and you can cause confusion and there's deep water nearby, you might consider it. We're going to identify a wand of enslavement. It's one of the best wands, right up there with digging. Arguably the best wand as far as targeting an enemy is concerned. And we'll identify some more scrolls. Okay, we're full on inventory, so let's reevaluate a bit. I'm going to drop this Wand of Confusion. I still have Paralysis and Enslavement, so that's pretty good on hexing. I'll drop the Scarf of Cloud Immunity. We'll come back for it if there's any reason we'll need it. Drop this Sword of Freezing. I don't see us really swapping that on. We're going to drop our Permafood, except for one piece. I seriously doubt we're going to burn through 14 meat rations in this game. I guess it's possible, but probably not. You know, I'm going to go ahead and memorize Song of Slaying. I don't know why I didn't do that before. And I'm going to memorize Regeneration. I think that's good. So now we can regenerate, and we can use Song of Slaying. I think I am actually going to train some charms, just to get, mostly to get Song of Slaying castable. I'll even train a little bit of Necromancy for regeneration. Those two spells are incredible if you are able to cast and are in melee. In fact, let's go ahead and use Song of Slaying, and I'll show you how good it is. So we kill this guy. Cool, he's dead. Now we have +1 slaying, just like if we were wearing a +1 slaying ring. Kill him. Now we have +2 slaying. And it goes all the way to +9. And so we just become this power beast. This like killing machine. Now, of course, it does run out. So you can't expect to just have it forever. But I mean, right now we have +4 slaying. That's awesome. That's great. And of course it runs out faster if your spell power is lower. You notice I am a big fan of clouding these orb spiders. They can do quite a lot of damage, to be honest, so I prefer, if possible, not to give them the chance to do a ton of damage to me. Check that, this is great. Look at this. I'm surrounded, which is not so good, but two of the things are confused, and I have +5 slaying, so I'm going to just tear through this stuff most likely. You can tell that it's running out when it goes to the other color. It's a little bit darker, a little bit harder to see. This Entropy Weaver doesn't really want to get confused, but that's okay. We'll just swing on him until he dies. Hopefully. Good, there we go. I like to keep the Lamp of Fire as my backup for situations like that. If I had swung on him and gotten down to like 70 hit points, I probably would have just lamped him. Oh hey, there's our Scroll of Blinking. We always like to see those. We'll identify this Wand of Ice Blast as well. And I also like that we have a Magic Mapping in reserve. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, sometimes you'll have these floors that where you come down and it's like a lake. And unless you want to waste some flying or naturally fly, you probably want to just, you know, take another staircase. I'm just gonna magic dart this guy. That's one way to take him out. can always just rest afterwards. Going down the stairs after going up the stairs is a perfectly legitimate way to not eat an orb of destruction from these guys. Let's go ahead and use regeneration. There we go. So you'll see that with regeneration I regain 1.74 hit points a turn. So we'll look in a second what it is without it. Okay, it's off. Now it's only 0.74 a turn, so it's like 1 whole point per turn, which seems small, but I mean, why wouldn't you, if you could, you know, all things being equal, if you're not losing anything for having done it. Oh, redbacks look weird when they're standing on a hatch. I thought that was like some new monster for a second. Okay, so we'll regen, we'll Song of Slaying, and we'll just try to kill all this stuff. Let's see, stats. I think I'm actually going to go intelligence because I've decided that at some point, sooner than later, I actually am going to keep training conjurations, and I'm probably going to get Orb of Destruction. Maybe I'll go pick up, what is it, the Battle Sphere, just because it's so good. And then we'll be able to do a little bit of damage to things as they approach us, and we won't have wasted the investment at the beginning of the game. Also, it seems appropriate, since we did in fact start as a conjurer. I'm just taking a look at some of the other options I could pick up here for conjuration spells. But I don't really want to mix and match. I don't want to go into other schools, really. You could even wear that Staff of Conjurations and swap on the Greatsword, you know, as soon as things get close. So, just taking a look here. Yeah, I think I could have sworn that Battle Sphere spawned at some point. Yeah, there it is. It's in this artifact book. And that's sitting in the lair, I think. So we can always go get that. Of course, if this is a part of the game where Battle Sphere starts to become less useful, I mean, it's still good. It's never bad, really. But we would rather just be spamming Orb of Destruction on things. And plus, Orb of Destruction is a much easier way to kill orbs of fire than just trying to swing on them. Certainly a +6 or +9 scroll Greatsword of Electrocution could take out orbs of fire, especially if I might first, but it's really nice to be able to cast as it's approaching you. Here I'm forgetting to buff up. Right, I think that, yeah, we're under 10% on both of these. I think we can stop training those. Let's get some conjurations, and let's just see how long it takes for us to get, Orb of Destruction online. It shouldn't be as long as, I mean, we have 20 intelligence, that's pretty good. And this way, yeah, I think that'll be fun. I think that'll be a good thing for this character. It's not strictly necessary. We could just go pure melee. And it is a little bit weird to go this far into casting on a Mokleb guy. But I think it's worth it. Although, we also want to get... Actually, yeah, I really would like to get Greater Servant online. Gotta be careful here. We've got a ghost moth that doesn't seem to want to die. I should have put on my Ring of Sea Invisible sooner than this, but that's fine. There we go, he's dead. Yeah, let's, before we go hog wild on conjurations, let's get our invocations up and get that hostile rate down a little bit. It may seem like we're rushing here. I'm playing a bit quickly, I suppose, but I mean, these are all challenges we've seen before, so I'm not sure what explanation is needed. Just more packs of warp spiders and the occasional entropy weaver and so on and so forth. Nothing too bad here. Haven't seen any torpor snails. Those can definitely spawn in here. That's a plus that we haven't seen them. Moths of Wrath, that kind of thing. We are on the 4th floor, which is the branch end, so we're going to want to be a little bit careful at least. I'm refreshing my Song of Slaying and my regen every time I see a pack of things that's big enough to get me a decent bonus. I mean, because I just killed a few things and now I'm at +5 slaying. I see now that Mara is here, largely considered to be the most dangerous unique in the game, simply because he can summon copies of himself and he can also summon illusions of you. Unfortunately, he is in fact resistant to fire, so the lamp won't help really. And he's resistant to poison, which is not surprising because he's a demon. Most demons, I think most demons are resistant to poison. Could be wrong about that. But that's okay. We're gonna try to enslave the orb spider, good. And we'll try to enslave these guys too, awesome. And we'll just kind of see how this goes. I don't want to waste too much enslavement. I'm going to walk backwards so I can get towards the staircase. And we're going to let our allies die fighting off that stuff. And we'll just rest. Okay, there's Mara. We've cleared out, I think, all of his friends. So, what do we want to do? We could use Scroll of Vulnerability and then try to paralyze them, I guess. Let me actually, that's not a bad idea. Let's pick up this Wand of Confusion we left lying around. And this other one. And we see that Mara's still here, even though he blinked, but that's fine. Oh, I'm full on inventory. Hold on, I'm going to go up again and check this ring. I don't really want it. I guess I want to carry it, which is unfortunate because we really are having inventory problems. Oh, enchant weapon. I didn't see that I picked that up. We can improve our sword a bit. I'm going to drop the Amulet of Rage. We have potions on us. I'm going to drop this Book of the Sky. Probably not going to use that. Maybe deflect missiles, I don't know. And we'll identify the potion and the wand and this other wand. Cool. Alright, that's a little better. So we have 43 shots of confusion. Awesome. Alright, he's caught in a web. That's cool. Let's use vulnerability. And let's see if we have any chance to confuse. 26. That's not terrible considering we have 43 charges. Unfortunately, he split. Oh, that's a bit wasted. That's okay. We'll go up. I had hoped to confuse him. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That... Wow. Yeah, we took a lot of damage. He used Bolt of Fire on us, and then he hit us with a Demon Trident of Venom. So, yeah, as you can see, they can do quite a bit of damage. Let's use a Ring of Protection from Fire while we're fighting him. I should have swapped that on to begin with. That was my mistake. Now he does significantly less damage to us with the Bolt of Fire. Right. Now, it would be a perfectly legitimate strategy for me to walk past him, and by that I mean come down a different staircase, go get the rune, leave. Don't forget that Crawl is not a game that forces you to kill everything you come across. But instead, check it out. We're going to make a Greater Demon. We're going to make one more Greater Demon. Neither were hostile. If they were, we would have simply gone up. Now we've got some friends with us, and that's nice. Always good to have friends. Let's net Mara because he is susceptible to it. It misses. That's okay. Let's try again. We can just keep trying, not losing anything other than time. A little bit annoying. Ah, there we go. He's netted. Now our demons are just going to town on him. 2 exclamation points for each hit. That's good. Let's take a step forward. And let's swing ourselves. It looks like... I assume that that's like a clone that Mara made. Mara can make illusions of anything around him. But that's okay. We're not too worried. We'll swing. Because he's in the net, we catch him helplessly off guard. Or that you catch the helpless Mara completely off guard. So of course we do hit. And our lightning ability on the sword triggers, and we do quite a lot of damage. Just looking at how much. Yeah, 2 exclamation points for the hit, and then 1 for the lightning. And we'll hit one more time, and he dies. Our invocations goes to 10. We still are at 16% hostile, which of course means there's a 16% chance of the demon showing up angry at us. So that's not ideal, but we'll just keep training invocations for a little while. Having these big demons on your side is good, and like I said, you can minimize the impact of getting hostile demons by standing on a staircase when you make them, because they're not durably summoned, which means they cannot follow you upstairs. What you don't want to do is summon them in a situation where you need them in order to survive. If you do that, and one comes and is hostile, you've taken a bad situation and you've made it significantly worse. These Emperor Scorpions can be a little annoying to melee. Really, really beefy enemy. Okay, we'll swap on See Invisible because it looks like we've got another Ghost Moth here. I am going to put on Protection from Magic though in that spot. I don't, you know, there's nothing really in here that I would need Pro Magic for. The reason I have it on is mostly just because, I don't know, what if Rupert spawns and paralyzes me immediately? I just really like to have as much MR as possible, even in branches where you think you don't need it. It's a bit paranoid, but it will also save you. Okay, let's put on See Invisible. There's definitely a Ghost Moth. And we've got a lot of stuff coming, so let's Lesser Servant. and we'll regenerate, and we'll go to work. Unfortunately, our friend dies pretty fast. I'm going to use the lamp. There's a crowd here. It wouldn't hurt. And by the way, if you kill things and you kill them not with melee attacks, you still get the slaying bonus from Song of Slaying. Oh man, 3 of these guys. Let's, yeah, they can do a ton of damage, and we don't have GDR. So this is actually really risky, this situation that we're in. I'm going to walk backwards. Okay, now only one can hit me. I'm going to try to, well, I can't really enslave. What do we want to do here? I can't enslave, it's just a bad chance. Let's make a friend and let him, yeah, see, look how much damage we're taking. Unfortunately, the demon didn't really do anything for us. Let's double check with Beam here. Scorpion, what is it called, an Emperor Scorpion? Speed 10. Okay, so that's not so bad. Let me think. I'm trying to get out of here without using any resources. He's the same speed as me, but I'm going to get slowed down if I walk through this water, and I might get netted if I go into this web, which of course is very, very bad. So let's just try to think, how can we solve this problem without spending resources? We do have plenty of resources to get out if we really want to, but I'm trying to save my good resources. Can't really try to hex him, like I said, 34% chance, that's not good. I don't know, with the amount of damage he can technically do, 60, he can do 75 damage, that's almost all of our hit points right now. I think this is worth spending something. I'm torn between, I'm going to have to use one of my best resources, I think, Blink or Haste. Yeah, my piety abilities really aren't going to help me here. So we're going to have to use something a little more permanent. So we use up one of our permanent resources, Haste. And we could try to fight them, but I'm going to err on the side of caution. And I'm going to go up. And we'll go down another staircase. Now, we could have avoided using that haste potion if we had played a little smarter. As soon as I realized there was just like that much stuff, I should have backed away to a staircase. Because now, it's my prerogative to just pull this one dude, and I can just swing on him and be reasonably sure that I can melee him to death. See, now I'm doing the smarter thing and pulling a bit. Still got to be careful. Technically they can do something like 75 damage to us, like I said, so that is half our hit points. So we can't assume that I can just like tab an Emperor Scorpion and definitely kill him. But usually it'll work. Okay, we get some potions of ambrosia, that's always nice, and we pick up the rune. Head back to the lair. We don't have to fight this stuff, but we will, just because I know I can stair dance it, and it's experience, you know. If you were going for a turn count type minimization run, then you probably would ignore stuff chasing you down like that. But that's not the way we play. It's not the way I play anyway. we'll head over to Shoals. I think I will... I think I'll do something a little different this run. It's only 35 minutes into the video. Let me think about this. Do I want to go ahead and do Shoals now? No, I will just, I'll just pause the video, but I'll just start up a new one right afterwards. So until then, I'll just sign off, and I'll see you in Shoals next time.